Afternoon, Coach Eric. This is Team Caribou, and we are going to be presenting on the CSA for club sports.
We're going to talk a little bit about branding, and what goes with that is image, reputation, and culture. And kind of what we found was across the board, everyone does pretty much the same thing, where they are all about the kids and want to help the kids. But what we kind of found from our studies is that you really infuse a great culture, and it's because you physically the right practices for them. You really help them spiritually and really help push them on to the next level if they have any questions further on. And also, one good thing about your culture is that people don't leave. I think, as you said, that one person had left the whole entire time that you've been doing this. So that just proves that once they get into your system and into your culture, then they don't want to leave. And so that's why you've got the nod there. And Kyle's going to take it now and talk a little bit about coaching.
Yeah. So when we look at coaching in the industry, we see that 3D Elite, Eastside Steppers, and particularly Jenks America, they have a lot of specialty, or as we say, event-specific expertise. So the two subcategories in our coaching are event-specific expertise and credibility. So this gives them, they have quite an upper hand here, especially Jenks, because they have so many specialized coaches, and that just helps meet the personal needs of each athlete. However, we also looking at credibility. There's quite a bit of crossover. There's a lot of, you all have similar certifications and collegiate backgrounds, and then Eastside Steppers, their credibility has taken a bit of a hit due to some PR, and they don't discuss
the lack of knowledge that they provide of whether if they're certified or not.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but they don't talk about it. And now Bo is going to talk about programs.
Kind of one thing that we did programs is you'll see seasonal opportunities, career guidance, and convenience. And one thing to hit on the seasonal opportunities is how often are the kids going to be able to practice and really make their craft theirs and become good at it. And what we found is that you offer coaching and track and events almost all year. So that is a huge plus in that area, that it keeps a kid competitive, and that you keep that kid involved, and you're their coach the whole way through. They're not having to bounce back and forth from coaches as they go to schools. And also on career guidance, you got a nice high ranking, kind of like most did, except Jenks America and Eastside Steppers, because they didn't really talk about the involvement that they have in kids' lives. And you and 3D Elite really help try to teach the kids and provide things for them. Like one thing that 3D Elite did, what we found on their website is that they're also there to help the parents. So the parents are able to instill the values and things that they try to instill at practice. And kind of what you hit on too, go back to the thing is you really help guide them on their career choices or the opportunities that they may have going forward to colleges or meets, and you're really there to meet their needs.
And additionally, on career guidance, one unique thing that 3D Elite did is they try to set up some scholarship, and they try to help them raise funds so that they can pursue their collegiate dreams.
And to hit back on convenience right quick, one thing that we found on all the other track clubs was that they offered it multiple times during the week, or multiple days during the week, but only one time. And they weren't very flexible on that, and that's why we gave you the higher rating in the convenience areas, because you're willing to go to them, and you're also willing to have multiple times to whatever best fits the athlete's needs.
All right, so now look at some organization. This PBA was ranked a little bit lower in this category than, say, Jenks America. When we look at Jenks, they have a huge management staff of coaches and support staff, and that part of that is their size, but they've also developed that structure, and that's going to help them be competitive for the long term. So when we look at this, we know that this is a huge area that PBA could improve in, and putting in the right programs and procedures and management staff would really help them. And you already have some great procedures and programs that you carry out, but putting that into a system could really help out PBA quite a bit.
And making that visible to people as when they come to visit your site or get to know you and kind of have your bylaws and procedures there. But to kind of hit on the totals now.
Well, before we do that real quick,
sorry.
let's hit on facilities, just a quick overview. What we saw the difference is the facilities of Jinx and 3D Elite, they have a high school that they are committed to versus Eastside and PBA they don't have a high school that is supporting them directly. So that was a little bit of an advantage to them.
You guys are just kind of floating out there, kind of going where you can.
And so that's another area that could potentially be improved upon. So if you want to talk about some totals for us.
What we got here was the totals is we had Jinx America came out first, and then we had 3D Elite coming out second, followed by PBA in third, and then Eastside Steppers was in last. But the great thing about PBA is that you have a great culture and you have the intangibles to really grow your product. And I think Kyle and I are just going to give some quick recommendations that we believe that'll kind of help you and increase your strength rating and ultimately become the best track club in the region.
One recommendation that we would say right off the bat is to just put even more work into your website. We'd say it's very strong and competitive, but it could even be more competitive and could draw people in. Put up some of the information, programs, put some systems in there that will just help show that your professionalism and show your knowledge of the sport.
And really draw and focus down on your core competencies on there and really show the things that you're best at. And at the same time give that structure, programs, procedures, bylaws, just a little bit more information that will be needed.
Yeah, and there are many things that you can conclude from this CSA, and I know that there will be another team who will be looking into this more detailed and coming up with some strategies for PBA. But we are Team Caribou, and we thank you for the opportunity to help you out, and we hope that PBA is very successful in the future, and we look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you, Coach Hudgens.